Hi there and welcome to the Flipped Classroom for Understanding Foreign Cultures D, Chapter 1. Through these short videos, I want to briefly summarize the main story of the text and also give you a few links and ideas to prepare for class. There are English subtitles available, so if you have trouble understanding, you can use those if you like. I suggest you watch the videos 2 or 3 times before class so you'll be ready to participate in the discussions related to the topics in the text. The title of Chapter 1 in our text is The Youngsters Behind YouTube, so it is closely related to your everyday lives. Let's have a look. As you read through the story, I'd like you to think about the following points. First, what is success? In your opinion, what is the definition of success, and how will you know when you are successful? Second, do you think the measurements of success change depending on the country? So what people here in Japan may see as successful may not be successful in, for example, Nepal, or Sweden, or Brazil, and of course vice versa. What factors do you think affect the measures of success in different countries? And third, what are your rules to become successful? This is kind of related to the first point, but I'd like you to be more concrete and think about the steps you need to take in order to realize your goal of being successful. Let's have a look at the text. The first 4 paragraphs of the story tell about Stephen Chen and Chad Hurley's backgrounds. We learn that they both came from modest backgrounds and were both presented with opportunities to use their skills. Chen used his skills in computer science, and Hurley used his skills in fine art. Here, I would like you to think about other famous and successful people who came from modest backgrounds. Do you know anyone who came from families who were already successful? If you don't, do a little research so you'll be prepared to discuss this in class. One of the key words that appears in paragraph 5, which is on page 4 of your text, is creativity. Creativity is vital in order to become successful. But what is creativity? And how can we encourage our students to think out of the box and be more creative? There is a very well-known 20-minute presentation on TED Talks by Sir Ken Robinson, in which he says more schools must encourage their students to be more creative. This is an excellent video, and I want you to watch it. You'll find a link in Week 1 announcements of our Google Classroom, so make sure you watch it before class so you can use what you learn in our discussions. You can add Japanese or English subtitles to the speech if you need them. Paragraphs 6 to 12 discuss different reasons why Chen and Hurley became so successful. They list 5 main reasons. Their product is user-oriented, unique, it went viral. That is, it became extremely popular very quickly. It was well timed, so I guess you could say they were lucky. And finally, they were focused. These 5 points are similar to the advice given in another video I would like you to watch. It is only 3 minutes, but the advice is invaluable. It is by Richard St. John and is called 8 to be Great. Again, you can find the link in our Google Classroom Week 1 announcement page. Again, you can use Japanese or English subtitles to make it easier for you to understand. Once you have watched this presentation, go back to the questions I asked you at the beginning of this video and think about your answers again. Finally, in paragraph 13, we have the conclusion in which the writer tells us in 2 basic points why YouTube was successful. Again, these 2 points also appear in Richardson John's presentation. Based on these 2 points, and what you have thought about during this passage, think about these 2 discussion points. Answering people's needs and giving them an opportunity to connect with each other seems to be vital for a successful product. So what needs do you see in modern Japan? Also, think about how we can create a simple and unique way for people to connect with each other. Okay, so you've made it through our first flipped classroom video. Well done. Here are a few tips to prepare for class so you'll be able to participate more actively. I've also added a link in our Google Classroom to an interesting article about YouTubers in Australia. I suggest you read it. See you in class.